Agreed. Greetings and salutations.
The universe is just doomed. 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 Doomed.
Welcome back.
It's us, Nicole.
And Tessa.
And Kim is here.
As a wet clay. She is Demi Moore's oversized overalls.
Oh, there you go.
That's covered in wet clay.
Comfy.
It's a single tear. You know what? You know why she got this role? You want to know why she got this role? For Ghost, by the way. She got this role because she could cry on cue out of either eye.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, she had it going. She had the nose faucet
That's
going,
what I'm saying.
double eye.
With this movie. Double eye in the nose, shaky lip.
And you know what we say about making it wet.
I know. Again. And by now we will have known if she, but we're in the past, but in the future times,
if she
by the
won
time
the
this
Oscar?
comes back, yeah, well, by the time this comes out, we'll find out. But with this movie, she became the highest paid actress.
Oh, nice.
At the time. With Ghost also. Again, by the way, we're
35 years ago.
35 years of Ghost.
Day after Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes. We were feeling romantic. We had a different movie in mind, but we thought it might be weird. So
It's
now we're
fantasy
doing
February.
Ghost. That's right.
Your husband coming back as a ghost is a fantasy. So before we get into 35 years of Molly, you in danger, girl.
Oh, shit.
We have a special. It's so special,
That's
I
a
can't say it.
special.
A special message from the top dollar finest patron, Dudes on Movies.
Oh, yeah.
If you like cinema discussion podcasts, Scott and Dave from Dudes on Movies cover everything you want with an equal love of classic Hollywood, foreign art films, and even straight to video. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're deadly serious, but they're always a good time. And in addition to the weekly episodes covering a single film, this year they'll also be working on more movie-related documentary specials. So look for Dudes on Movies wherever you get your podcasts.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you're welcome. And
Thank you, and you're welcome. And
thanks
check it out.
I mean, you paid for that, so
but
you're welcome. Like, that wasn't a favor.
Thank you for paying us.
You were
for that.
owed. You were owed. So if you join our top dollar finest tier, whether you're another podcast, a personal individual, an artist, someone with a business.
Are you a personal individual?
You don't have a business, but you want to give a shout out.
Are you a ghost?
You want to give an old style radio shout out to
like
the girl
the
you like?
LeBeau show?
Yes. Call in, say.
If you need to send a message to Chino.
Yes. Who's in Chino? Oh, my boy Chino in Chino.
Keep your head up.
Yes, if you're listening, Chino.
I'm always
keep
in your
head
corner.
Up. Oh, las eyes. So whatever
Rest
kind of
in
message.
peace, Art LeBeau.
At the $10 level, after 3 months, we'll read basically whatever you tell us to read within reason.
Within reason.
Within reason.
We're not...
Whose reason?
I
don't.
Our
Depends
reason,
on the night.
I guess, and
Depends
we are
on the night.
unreasonable.
Yeah, it depends on the night how reasonable we get. So I had not watched Ghost since I was probably 13 years old.
Oh, yes.
But I watched the fuck
I
out of
watched the
some
fuck out of
Ghost.
It was the most rented videotape of 1991.
This
The
and
Ghost
Pretty Woman
Grey.
for me at this same age.
Oh, no, I
I
was
watched
not.
a lot of. I told my mom, so my mom was here when I'm watching it.
Oh,
right?
God.
And I told her, I was like, you know what? I remember watching a lot Pretty Woman, and she's like,
Oh,
you had the VHS of that. She's like, you watched a lot of Pretty. And that's another one that I probably haven't watched since the same age as when I watched Ghost, but was like
all the time.
I loved it back then.
It was always on TV. It was just on all the
yeah,
time.
or
And
something.
your mom was watching Ghost.
All her outfits in Pretty Woman or in this. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I know. Why did I like her hooker outfit? Her sex worker outfit? I'm like, I did. I
Those
wanted
boobs.
that. The one with the ring in the middle that connected the tank.
You
and
know
the
what?
skirt.
I had a bathing suit when I was about that age, and not because of that, but it had the rings.
Yes, I think
on
I
the
had
side.
something. I don't know if it had the rings, but it was one of those where it was like tied.
It was
part
connected
way.
in
Yeah,
the side. Yep.
it was. Yes,
It was
and
the
I think it
style
was
at the
polka
time.
dot.
I believe mine was like neon leopard.
Ooh,
Neon
what do you think
cheetah.
you are, Pharrell? Oh no, his leopard wasn't neon.
I was not wearing flare
Kim
jeans
missed
at the
that
time.
group chat today.
Oh my God, Kim, we'll have to.
I will
catch
show
you
it
up
to
on that
you.
one, yes.
If you guys saw that picture of Pharrell looking like your, who did it say at first? It said,
I was like, he looks like a deacon's wife.
and Leanna's like, where'd he find my flared jeans from 10th grade? And I said, where'd he find my hips from 10th grade?
Oh my God.
He's
It's
wearing
something
flared
else.
jeans,
It's something else.
like
I've
a
seen
leather
that
shiny
woman.
jacket and a leopard coat over top, and then a baseball cap. And I'm like, he needs to be dazzled that
picking
cap.
up when I go to pick up my kid at band.
That's what she
in the
said. She's like,
pickup
I've
line.
seen her in the pickup line
I've
at
seen
school.
her. I've seen her.
Yeah, I was like, are we about to have a new coming out story
I
this
have
year?
no
He is
idea.
looking sassy. Sassy.
Oh, that pop foot.
Right?
That
Popping
3/4
that
turn.
hip.
I saw it.
That slim
What hip?
Right, that slim hip. That slim hip. He got April O'Neil, movie
I was
April
like,
O'Neil hips.
What in the flare? You were like, oh, he
What
needs to
in the
bedazzle that
flare?
hat. I was like, no need. Those back pockets surely
You
are.
know that they are. You
Those
know that
princess
they are.
pants. Those are princess pants.
And I'm sure you guys can tell we are not recording remotely this
No,
week.
we are not. We are all together in this room tonight.
So you will hear our Peanuts adult character in the
Peanut
background.
gallery. Yes, we
But
do.
but we have
It is
the
within
new
our
equipment.
possession, and hopefully we'll get that up and running.
Yeah, and the next time you hear Kim or Liana, they
You'll
will be
hear
auto.
them.
You'll hear Kim or Liana.
Or both. I
Kim's
don't know.
so excited about it, she
I know.
can't handle it.
She shat
Just kidding, she's not excited.
just now.
We will drag her kicking
She's
and
gonna take
screaming
over the show,
into the light. Oh, could you
you
imagine
imagine?
all of a sudden? You guys about to find out.
right? She's gonna get a taste.
Let's do my teacher.
She's gonna get a taste.
That's why we're not giving her headphones.
I know. See,
You're a
she's
microphone. We're
gonna
not giving her
nope.
headphones. She hears herself. She's like, "Oh, here we go. Here we go." She's gonna bring her own.
she's
She's
gonna fall
ready.
in love.
She's more ready than she knows.
Bring in a mixing board.
Yeah, she has her own shit. She knows her sound.
she knows
She's
what
like
to
a
do.
sound engineer
She
over
knows
here.
what to do.
She could be our sound guy. Oh, she don't want. She's just here for funsies.
I know. We're making her do this against her will.
But hey, now we spent the money, Kim. So
I know, so now you
that's
got
why
to.
she lowered her Patreon membership.
I know.
She said, she said, "Bitch, you spent my money on a microphone for me? Nuh-uh. She's
Wow.
dropping my membership here.
Wow.
No, I just realized I was looking at my Patreon today, and I was like, why am I paying $4 to the Patreon part of?
Well, and that's the thing. Why are you paying any dollars
Why
to
are
the
you paying- you
Patreon
shouldn't be
for a
paying
show
any
you're part
dollars.
I
of?
don't know why. I think maybe because I wanted to be able to listen to.
Well,
Well-
so Kim was probably like our third patron.
Yes.
And I think my husband was
Was
our
the
first.
Yes.
So she's been a patron since the show,
The
since we
beginning,
started
since
a Patreon.
round one.
Yeah, so like you really could unsubscribe.
You don't
it's
have
fine.
to.
It's fine.
But I want to get the update. I want to get.
Well,
the
that's
Oh
true.
yeah, you want to get the B-roll. You got to get the B-roll.
Why am I on the second?
I know you're like, I don't need to be on the second tier.
That down a few.
There you
That's
go.
totally
There
fine,
you
but
go.
that just came into my head at the same time. I'm like, ooh, it was a punishment. She's pissed, man.
I didn't know it would tell you immediately.
Oh yes.
Oh,
I get a notification.
Immediately. And
Kim
in fact, the
lowered her
notification,
membership.
the notification even said, "Isn't she one of your oldest patrons
friends.
and also part of the show?"
Oh no.
Isn't
Girl,
she
I don't
your
subscribe
real life
to our
friend?
Patreon.
Yeah, no, I don't subscribe. Tessa don't subscribe.
I should because I
Yana
want to
don't
hear
subscribe.
that B-roll
One
shit.
of my friends, just $2 less.
If you're friends with Kim, she will be a supportive friend.
Yes.
Just sometimes
Yes.
$2 less.
Yes.
Because she already got her stickers
She
and her
needs
pins.
to reduce her support
for the
50%.
She paid for the microphone, you guys.
That's all she was doing. She was only on that tier just long enough.
She's like, oh, they bought it finally. Hinting.
Finally.
Hinting.
She was using that reverse psychology on us.
She's like, no, I
don't
I'm
want
shy.
to.
I hope people can't hear me. So anyway, let's get into the cast of Ghost. If you don't know, it
If
stars
you weren't aware, Demi Moore,
as Molly Jensen,
Patrick Swayze,
Sam Wheat. You know we were both going to pronounce that H.
Sam Wheat, Sam Wheat,
And Whoopi Goldberg as Oda Mae Brown, a.k.a. Rita Miller, a.k.a. I don't know. She had a lot.
and she won an Oscar for this.
Is she the only one?
She won, I believe so. She might have been the only one, but she.
I
Won
mean,
an
I
Oscar
love
for
her
this.
in this, but is
Oh,
it
yeah.
Oscar worthy?
Well,
I don't know.
but she she did only got this movie because of Patrick Swayze. He would not do this movie without her.
Interesting.
Because he went and saw one of her like one woman shows.
Oh, and
thought
he was like,
was
she's
perfect.
got to,
she's got to do
me.
it. If she don't do it, I ain't doing it. So once she signed on, he was like,
all right,
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Tony Goldwyn as Carl Bruner.
Oh,
who we will be talking a lot of fucking shit about.
Shit. It's like
we've been texting shit to each other already.
I remembered because, like you said, I haven't seen this in a really long time.
Yeah,
and now I remember.
And what else is he from?
He's in Scandal. He's the president.
Oh, I don't watch Scandal.
He was in that. What was it? Kiss the Girls.
I don't
you ever
know
see
if
that
I
movie
saw
with Morgan
that or
Freeman's?
not. Oh,
that was pretty good.
Maybe.
He's yeah. He was like the. I don't know. I think it's supposed to be a twist, but it's an old movie. He was like partners with the serial killer guy in that one. But anyway, he's Tony Goldwyn of Metro Goldwyn Mayer.
Oh,
he's like the
Nepo
nepoist
baby?
of Nepo babies.
Wow.
Yeah.
And of course, Vincent Schiavelli is the subway ghost.
Who is Vincent Shia Scary?
Yes, he is.
All the time.
This is how I remember him most, I think. Well, I don't know. He's
I don't
in a
know.
lot
That
of shit.
X-Files episode is the
Yeah.
one like,
Mm,
he was
yes.
my brother. He's always
Yes.
so sad because he's got that face.
Yeah, he does. He
He's
has
always
that.
so sad.
He's got the Morphan.
He's got the eternal sadness face.
He's got
He is the
eyes of eternal sadness.
Yeah.
Who do we got here? Who do I got here? Armelia McQueen as Clara Brown, who was one of the sisters.
Okay.
Gail Boggs, Louise Brown, which was the other sister. Phil Leeds was the ER ghost. Augie Blunt. Orlando. Stephen Root. as
Yeah,
the
Stephen
police
Root,
sergeant, and Bruce Jarkar as Lyle Ferguson.
You guys
Okay.
say Rick Aviles is Willie Lopez?
Rick Aviles as
yes,
Willie
Rick
Lopez.
Aviles is, and that was supposed to be. Oh God, why can't I think of his name right now? The guy that plays Gomez in the new in Wednesday.
Oh, I can't think of his name either. What the fuck?
I know.
I can see the face
I can
perfectly.
see his face in my mind totally perfectly. But he gets people walk up to him all the time for like thinking that he was the one that was in that movie because they look kind of similar. In
Oh,
the
really?
face. And he was like, no, because they're like, why'd you kill Patrick Swayze, man? He was like, no, that was
It
Rick
wasn't me,
Aviles."
man. It wasn't me. Different dude.
Yeah, different guy.
So this opening scene, so I'm sitting here watching this with my
was like,
mom,
oh,
and I
spooky.
hadn't seen this forever, and I'm like, what am I looking at? Where are we? What's
Yeah.
going on? We're at a museum. Nope. We're at a
No.
nope.
Is this her studio?
And then as the more I looked, I go, is this one of those stroke pictures? Is this one of those, have you seen that photo where everything looks familiar, but you can't quite describe it? Because like there was a ladder, but it wasn't a ladder.
Yeah.
And there was like objects that were shaped like things,
Did
but
I
you
become
couldn't
a
really.
ghost?
And I got scared for a second. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, I don't know what I'm looking at. I see some sort of pipes vaguely. And
Am I
like
having
some,
a TIA?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And then I'm like, oh, it's they're bought it like a
it's
loft
everything's
or
misty
something,
'cause
and
it's a
they're
fucking- yeah, they're
redoing it.
Renovating the three of them together.
Okay, so right off the bat,
I know.
shirtless. Okay, you have
I know.
safety goggles on.
I know.
But you're shirtless.
Sure.
Demolishing a home full of probably asbestos and whatever.
obstetrics.
And you guys both decided you needed to be shirtless for this
Right.
activity.
I mean, they're wearing masks, sure, masks and goggles, but why the nipples out?
right.
Was that like a thing? Is that why he takes his shirt off later, this motherfucker? Because it was like a thing between them to be taking their shirts off at all times?
Because we don't know what the background is. They make it seem by starting it this way like these guys have been friends
Forever.
Like he's here helping them manually remodel their house. And like, I don't know, my husband and your husband are friends and they've been friends for a really long time. Have you
We're
ever
not
seen
all,
them
like-
shirtless together?
No.
I
That would be
haven't.
weird.
That's when you're not a
Yeah, right. Is
I
that what they
know.
do? But she was there. This wasn't what they
I
were doing
know.
during their
In
secret
private
man
times.
times. This was like with the wife present or the girlfriend present.
Oh my God, he's coming out, I think, over to my house. They haven't seen each other
Oh,
in a long
no.
time.
Are
I'm
they
gonna have
gonna
to
get
leave him
shirtless?
alone. Probably. I'm going to have to leave him alone in the garage. And
Tell
let
them they
have
can
their
only
time.
get shirtless if they're getting dusty.
Be like, only if you're swinging sledgehammers around here. You
If
guys.
you're about to demolish something or sand something, you're allowed to take
gotta
your
have
shirts off.
Oh,
but-
you want him to sand that thing? I'll send him over here.
There you
We'll get
go.
them
You
both
guys take your
shirtless.
tops off. Tarps off, boys. Tarps off. It's sanding time. Get out on that dick. I was telling her, Chris bought little sander, like one of those little Ryobi battery operated sanders, and I'm so old now. I went out there and I got so excited because my deck at my new house is like, it needs all the sealant and whatever they did is like all peeling off, and I was like, what would happen if I put this little circular sander? Oh, he made it so smooth. I was like, oh my God. I almost sat there just I was in my pajamas and my slippers out on the deck, like, whoa. Just like,
oh, I'm going to come out here in socks.
and my kid and my dog are out there. My kid's like, Mom, like the dog's covered in like little wood grain.
She's going to have the Pinocchio lung.
So I was like, okay,
Pinocchio lung.
I'll put this away for now. I'll come back with my mask and my safety goggles.
As soon as I leave.
Tomorrow? By the time he gets home from the airport, that deck's gonna be done.
Everything's gonna be sanded.
Topless when you do it. So
you gotta do it topless.
I will be wearing overalls.
That's right. You have
like
to
the
wear...
woman in the piece. Okay, I don't have to take my shirt off to have a good time.
But you're gonna have to cut your hair
to take my clothes off. That's one cut. I don't know. Well, I had similar, but I didn't have the straight up. She had the straight up bowl cut.
Yeah, that was like that
was a salad bowl on her head.
Yes, it was. I guess she got hired with her hair long, and when she showed up for shooting, she
they're
cut
like,
it. They're like,
really?
It was like a Phoebe Cates kind of a look.
Yes.
Yeah, and like she's beautiful, so she could pull it off.
know.
But it
Well,
was a choice.
It was well. She's always done that. I don't know. She's always been Demi. She's always been Demi.
And so then you get surprised because you find out these shirtless, hardworking bros are bankers.
Yeah,
they go to work in their suit and tie.
Hi, Susie, looking good.
Hi, Susie, looking good.
Susie, looking good.
And
The
that Kim found out is
sister.
the director's sister who he hired so that Patrick Swayze would tell her she was looking good.
Like, what kind of life is this? How did they get this? Like this loft? Like they just.
She's a banker and he does pottery.
It's like those
scratch that
right,
reverse it.
It's like the those house hunter things.
Yes.
Where it's like I'm a dog walker and I shine pennies and our budget is like
$8 million.
$3 million.
Her plays the cello in the orchestra.
Yes. It's like how much money is in pillar sculptures? Because did you
Right?
see that shit?
What was that? It was like
Did
a
you see-
sandworm
He's like,
or
it's
something.
beautiful.
What is that?
This is my art and it is dangerous.
I totally have a note. It's like, what is this fucking Delia Dietz? What is going on with the sculpture?
Without the fun.
But then the only things you see her make are pottery. And so I'm like, what was that?
And she she was supposed to be a sculptor, like a ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, and that's not
and
sculpting.
they were like, no, no, before in like the original drafts of the script, she was supposed to be like a chisel and whatever sculptor. But they were like, no, we don't really like
sexy.
that. It's not sexy, exactly. Like you can't. It's too hard.
He's gonna come up behind her and chisel,
right? And that's gonna get
Babe.
you hot. He's gonna
Babe.
be like,
he chiseling while she chiseling. He chisel while she chisel. When I chisel, you chisel, we chisel. But when I chip, you chip, we chip.
oh, there you go. There you go.
whatever.
There you go. So they were like, no, what about pottery? And they were like, okay, that sounds even better. That's sexy.
Is it wet?
Is it wet? There you go. There you go.
Green check mark.
So Jerry Zucker and Demi Moore took pottery lessons so that she
Just so
looked
she
like
didn't have to
knew
do it
what
by
she was
herself?
doing. Well, just so she knew what she was doing and he knew what to tell her to do.
Okay.
I guess.
Okay. So anyway, we're at the bank.
Right.
And these guys and now you get good vibes because they get in the elevator and they start pranking everybody in the
my
elevator
God.
with this whole thing
These
back
are
and
grown
forth.
ass men. Like, first of all,
These are like 35-year-old men.
I do not want 35. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
you're probably right. But
Yeah.
yeah, I do not want to be in this elevator once
where
again.
they're talking about how he got a contagious
I'm
genital
contagious
rash.
He was
Don't
like,
touch anybody.
Oh, yeah.
grab
He was
your
like,
shoulder.
it's a wonder I didn't touch anybody. Like,
Oh my God.
But they all get off on the same floor.
Which is once again, this makes you get the vibe that these guys have been friends since camp.
Yes, right.
They're
They went to
still
camp
doing
together.
teenager
Sure.
pranks together.
He was 38.
He was 38. Swayze
Okay.
was 38.
All right,
Okay.
all
So
right.
yeah, 35-ish, whatever. So yeah, morning Susie, you're looking good. And then Sam gives Carl his code to transfer $900,000 to someone because he's got to go meet with the Japanese.
Right, because he was late for a meeting. They were early or whatever. So he gives him the low code because he's got to do a transfer by a certain time.
Mistake number 1.
Oh, well, why would he be suspicious?
No, he wouldn't.
Like
He
if it
does
was
the
me
same
and
job.
You, I'd be
Yeah,
like,
he
Here,
does the same
go
job
do
as
the
that guy
thing for
does.
me
Yeah,
real quick. I'm late for my thing.
So cut to this angel being pulled into their loft, and you never see this in the apartment, do you? Do you see where? Or maybe I just didn't clock
it comes up in the
in a weird
death,
yeah,
whatever, and then you see it in the background a couple times.
No, it's like wooden, right?
I'd have
Isn't
that.
it wood?
Yeah. Or like it seems like a blow mold almost.
I don't know. And you get to it's just like an excuse for Patrick Swayze to be Patrick Swayze.
To be athletic.
Yes.
To be dancy.
Yes, because he
Why
does
not?
that. He grabs the window. And now this is a banker. Keep in mind.
Once again.
This is a high profile, like in 1990 was probably making six figures, which in 1990 meant something.
Right.
Now you can make
Back
six
then,
figures
it
and not be
don't
able to
mean
afford a
shit.
house. So, But yeah, and he does that because they can't reach it to pull it in.
Of course.
and
So he like knocks it out, like kicks it, and then it comes
swings back
or whatever.
in. Yeah.
But I guess he also, once again, that he had come off of like Roadhouse and Next of Kin or whatever. So
be
he did this to be
physical.
he wanted to prove that he could do more
Oh,
than
then
just be like
physical.
action movies and whatever.
Okay. So Carl shows up just in time to help drag this angel inside.
Yes.
And he loves the place.
Oh,
What you've done with the place.
what a weird those stairs. There's like a death
It was
trap.
strange. And then she wants him to get rid of his ugly chair. It ain't even ugly. It's just a
It's
brown
just
leather
a
chair.
It's like in fine condition.
It's not ripped.
It doesn't go with anything.
Nothing in that house
Nothing
goes with anything.
You know what it looked like to me? It looked like one of the places that they'd put a real world cast.
Yeah, kind of. Like a
Like it
loft.
looks like the
a
kind
weird
of loft like that
Mm-hmm.
was huge. That they would put cast members for wherever city they're in.
All open floor plan,
Yes.
whatever. So that night they're lying in bed and she's like, "Are you all right?"
Worried about the promotion?
He's like, "Oh, it's a lot of things. When everything's going well, I'm always afraid I'm going to lose it." She's like,
Yeah.
"I love you." And he's like, "Yeah, ditto."
Ditto.
And girl, I forgot until this moment that was a thing that I used to say. Not just when someone said they love me,
Well,
but
just
it
like-
used to, I feel like this is the very first time I ever heard the word ditto used because I was probably
Like that?
11 when I watched
like
this
the
movie.
ditto machine.
I don't
when
think
you
I
get
knew
your-
what that
the-
was when I...
Well, you get your papers from it at school when you go to schoolwork.
Oh, they didn't call it the
you
ditto
smell
machine,
it.
I don't think. The thing from the Scantrons?
No.
No.
It would make like little worksheets or whatever, and it was kind of purple.
Oh, yes. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know if I knew it as the ditto
It was
machine.
the ditto. They called it the ditto machine, and it would like you would smell the ink was like kind of.
Yes, my mom used to bring home carbon copy
Oh,
forms
yeah,
just
yeah.
for me because I wanted to just do
Yeah.
the carbon copy, like just write stuff and have
Yeah.
it get carbon copied
And you
because
would
that was
get it, and
amazing
it was kind of
technology.
like they would come out kind of damp.
A little
They'd
bit,
be
yeah.
like a little damp still, and it was like, and it wasn't just block letters. It was like.
We were so easily amused, you guys.
I know. Well, because this is the kind of stuff that we had to
I
deal
press
with.
on the paper and
I
it makes a
know.
purple mark on the other
It was
paper.
right. Woo! You know how excited I was about whiteout? And then when I found out they made it in pink. Bitch.
So, like, you know that Mike Nesmith's mother invented whiteout, right?
Yeah.
So there's a character that Paul F. Tompkins does on Comedy Bang Bang, and he says that he's independently wealthy because his mother invented gaseous paper. And it makes me laugh every time. And his name is Alimony Tony. Because he just keeps getting married and he loves getting divorced so that he could pay that alimony. He
love
loves to pay
getting
that
that
alimony.
divorce.
But they're like, "Where do you get your money?" And he's like, "My mother invented gaseous paper." And it just makes me
Gaseous
laugh every time because
paper.
it's exactly what he's doing is the whiteout thing or whatever.
Right. Or Post-its.
Or
we
invented the glue for Post-it. They're doing a fucking new one, I guess.
Oh, I heard.
A new Romeo and Michelle.
But for now.
yeah.
Isn't it like
I think
them-
so. Yeah.
Well,
It's
what if-
them.
They're like, yeah.
Them now. So what? Their 40-year reunion. Their 30-year
Well, they were
reunion?
5 years. It was like their 5-year reunion.
So their 25-year reunion now or something.
So the same as me. Oh, that's
There you
right.
go. There you go. So anyway, anyway,
Oh, I just went somewhere for a second.
and there's a lot of like kind of foreshadowing that he's gonna die because like there's a plane crash on TV, and he's
Right.
like, maybe I should cancel my trip, and she's like, oh, you're being paranoid.
Right, you lived a charmed life.
Out a window to bring in a statue.
Yeah,
I
right.
know,
You just
why are you like what are you
Suddenly you're
afraid
chicken.
of all of a sudden? Yeah.
And she gets up, I guess, in the
You
middle
do
of the night,
demolitions with your shirt off. bro.
right? And she gets up in the middle of the night to do pottery, I guess.
Well, because she couldn't sleep because, like, you know, she's going through it, I guess.
And she's listening to their jukebox.
Yes.
When, oh, my love.
He sneaks up behind her, creeps up, sneaks up. And is he sleeping in jeans?
Okay. Because I'm like, okay, he got up in the middle of the night knowing this sheep does this shit all the time, I'm sure. I guarantee she gets up when she can't sleep.
Because she's not wearing
pots.
pants.
She pots.
She pots in the night.
In a t-shirt in the middle of the night. T-shirt and panties getting covered in clay. He knows. Why'd you put your jeans on to come down here, fool? You know you're coming down to get laid. You know you're coming down to rub your fingers all up in that wet clay. He throws the jeans on like, what did you think there was a prowler? Like, what are you? And they're not even buttoned. Like, they're just...
I know. It's just open. He just
come down naked or in your chonies. You don't have children.
I know.
Come down and sit down with your damn boner because you know that's exactly what you want to do.
Creep up with your boner out.
Creep up. Sneak up.
He's all like making little things on the side of the pot.
He's like, it's all romantic at first, and he starts drawing dicks on the side of the clay
With his dick. Making shapes, throwing shapes.
And like they don't ever show them wash up before they start fucking, and it's like, are they not covered in clay? What happened?
Girl, that's part of the sex.
But they're clean.
I don't know.
It shows them clean.
There was supposed to be like a whole sex scene after this.
Instead, we just get really close kissing.
Yeah, and that like
a lot of rubbing.
And, like,
yes,
touching.
a lot of touching.
But they didn't do it because it wasn't necessary, and also they had to interview too many body doubles for Demi.
Oh, she did a body double.
Well, if she would have done a full sex scene, apparently she would have had a body double.
For a full sex scene.
So,
maybe.
but this was just her. But you don't really see nothing.
No, just a tiny glimpse of cheek, just a little bit of a
little side. Hip,
not even a side boob. She keeps her shirt on.
Yeah,
yeah. You don't even see.
You didn't get to see none
and
of that
now
until
this
she was
is
pregnant on that magazine.
You want to
cover.
know why your women expect you to go heavy on the foreplay? Because that's all we saw.
I know. We didn't see nothing else because it was PG-13 and it was just a lot of rubbing.
Yep. A lot of touching
and like mouth
kissing
close
and being close and smelling each other.
Oh, in your arm.
Oh God, the joy of sex. Oh, the joy of sex.
Eyeball to
Smell the
eyeball.
armpit. Rubbing your eyelashes on each other's eyeballs.
Oh, like Aeon Flux.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we don't get any booty. We don't get any titty.
No,
this isn't that kind of movie. This is classy.
No, it's just classy. Like the suggestion is enough. You know what happens. You know what happens.
know.
They just went back upstairs and went to bed.
They did. They were like, you know what? Actually,
it's late.
It's 3.
Well, yeah, because it was 2 a.m. She
I
was
gotta
like,
work.
It's 2 a.m. I gotta work in the morning.
So the next day at work, there's some sort of problem. The math ain't mathing.
Nope.
There's
sure
a glitch.
Isn't. There's too much money in these accounts.
And so Sam changed the codes. So because I got to know what's around.
He was like, what is?
He tells Carl like,
I don't. I gotta look at what's going on here. Like
and Carl's like, oh, I could do that for you. I could do. No.
He's like, no, I'm already doing it now. It's like a thing. Like I want to find out what this is.
So he tells him he's going that night. He's taking Molly to go see Macbeth. She wants. I
Yes.
just think she likes dudes in tights.
But this story is very Macbeth.
Right.
The story is very Macbeth. Is what's it? Carl would be Macbeth in that instance. And also when she tells him you live a charmed life, that's from Macbeth.
Okay. So they come out of the theater that night and it's giving me very Batman vibes.
Yes.
Cobblestone streets.
Yep. They're walking home from a theater.
Shitty neighborhood.
Into like a...
Yeah, why'd you go down the dark alley? And how did you get here? Where's your vehicle? You don't have a car? What's happening?
It wasn't that close to where they were, and nobody else was going that way.
I know. They were just
only
alone.
ones walking that direction because when what happens, there's nobody around.
Nope. So she wants to marry him, and he's suddenly like. So it seems you realize here that she's the holdout here. Like he's been wanting to get married,
right? But she never really. It wasn't important to her.
And this is also where we find out that he never says "I love you." He only ever says "ditto."
Right.
But because he says "I love you," people say it all the time. It doesn't mean anything.
But
she's like, "Well, sometimes I need to hear it."
Yeah.
So now cue the creep coming out of the shadows with a gun.
Yes.
And they fight and they struggle because he smacks Molly. And
Right.
he's like, give me your
like,
wallet.
Oh, well,
and he
now
ends up
that's
smacking
a
her.
tussle and whatever.
And you hear a shot.
Oh, no.
But he runs off, so he's fine. The criminal runs off. Sam runs off. You're like,
and
oh,
he
good. He
chases
got away.
him, and he comes back like, fuck, he got away. And he turns around and sees
Molly crying over his
oh,
bled
my
out
God,
corpse.
And it's fucked, dude. Like, that's fucked.
He kneels down beside
Like,
himself.
what the fuck is happening over, like, his dying body?
Yeah, he's like reaches out and his hand goes through his own face.
And, like, no one's around. She's screaming for help. Like, Sam, hang on.
And he misses the light.
Yeah.
Like, the light comes, but
out,
he doesn't
but, like,
go. Because he's like, what? What the fuck?
Right.
What are you talking
well,
about?
like, and now that's my question, because apparently the reason that he gets to hang out is because he's got unfinished business, because that's the whole situation here.
But I bet a lot
So,
of people
like, why
do.
did the light show up in the first place and be like, oh, actually, no? Did it not go
I guess
through
the
its
light always
files?
shows up, but only if you have unfinished business. Do you stray from the light? Do you go
Oh,
away
maybe.
from the light? Because you're
Maybe.
like,
Because you're
what
distracted.
the fuck is that? Like, I'm still in the middle of something right now.
I guess maybe.
guess.
And there was nobody. There was no other dead people around that
No.
he couldn't see. No other dead
Right?
people around.
Because
I mean, it's a city. There'd be tons of fucking dead people around all the time walking those streets.
yeah. So these dudes finally run over to help her and try to do CPR and whatever.
Right. The ambulance comes and like they get him to the hospital, but he dies there.
Like
He-
you think for a second he wakes up in a cold sweat, but he's
Right.
in bed with the angel statue, and then
Yeah, he was
she's
like, oh,
there,
fuck,
and the
'cause
light
for a
comes.
second, he's
yeah,
like, oh, I was just dreaming. Like that was fucked up. But he goes to wake up Molly, but it's the angel statue, and then the light comes back again, and then it's like this whole thing, and then
his ghost is just like hanging around the hospital.
yeah,
'Cause,
he
like,
sees them wheel his body out and take Molly to be questioned as
and
to
that
what
old
happened.
man, who is that? That old man is in a bunch of other shit. Did you write down who the
I
old
did.
man is?
It is Phil Leeds.
Who is? What else is he from?
I
What's
don't know,
Phil
probably
Leeds
a
from?
ton of
Kim.
shit.
So he's like all cash about it, like, hey, what's
Oh,
up?
yeah, hey,
And
how's
he's like,
it
you can
going?
see me? Like,
Yeah.
I'm fucking dead too.
Yeah,
Like, he doesn't say
I'm
that,
waiting
but-
for my wife. She's in the car. She's fighting it. She's in the cardiac.
And he's like, oh, what happened to you? And he sticks his face into the sheet where his body is. Like, oh, you got shot. That'll do it.
Yeah. Bummer.
Better get used to being here. You could be here a long while.
Right? And he's like, tells him about doors and like.
And they see another man die. Does anyone get saved in this hospital?
Nobody gets saved.
Everyone in this hospital
It's like
dies.
Parkview. Once you go in, you don't come out.
Right? So they see this other man die and the light comes
Right.
for him.
He was like, oh, I've seen that before. He's
And
not
he's
going to
like-
make it.
And he's like, oh, does that always happen? He's like, well, it ain't always the light.
Right. It's better that than the other ones. But he does not elaborate because suddenly he's gone. So now Sam's like, well, fuck. He's sitting there next to his body and like the guy comes to wheel him away and he's like, no, no, no.
And he gets his gurney of his own body
Like, he
passed
goes
through him.
and he like sees the blood and guts inside this nurse.
And he passes out and it fades to white. And like you could pass out as a ghost.
I guess.
You can faint as a ghost.
You're always faint as a ghost.
Bitch. All right, who's Phil Leeds? Was it Phil Leeds? What is it?
Yeah, he's a character actor. He was Dr. Shand in Rosemary's
Rosemary's Baby, Dr.
He's like, he
Shand.
plays the recorder.
Right.
History of the World, Frankie and Johnny.
Okay, so he's in
Yeah,
a ton of
just-
stuff. Yeah, he looked really
Yeah,
familiar.
all right.
Like 120 movies.
Oh, wow.
So so cut to his funeral. They're at graveside. He's standing there watching his own funeral.
Yeah.
Sees this lady like walk through a gravestone and wave.
Right. And like you assume that she's whatever pepper tree that died in 1886. Like she must have had like a shit
really
ton of
unfinished business. She ain't never gone into the light.
No,
bitch.
she's never getting.
Maybe
everybody
the
else is
shadows
dead.
came for her. She been running
She's on the run.
over 100 years.
Susan Peppertree on the run.
Rebel. We're gonna write a
Ledge.
YA
Total
novel
ledge.
about Susan Peppertree, the total ledge who ran from the shadows for 100 years. Fuck yeah. Fuck Neil Gaiman. We're about to write our own Ghost Boy detectives.
Yeah.
Fucking Ghost Girl detectives, bitch.
Yeah. Susan Peppercorn detective,
Susan
bitch.
Peppercorn, PI. Ghost PI. Total ledge.
Patent pending.
In parentheses, total ledge.
Yeah, total ledge.
So he back at the house, there's all these people, And then that night, Molly's at her wheel talking to him as if she knows he's there. And I told Tessa in my mind, because I haven't seen this since I was 13, the pottery wheel part happened while he was a ghost.
Right.
So when it happened while he was alive, I was like, okay, that's fine because he's going to do it again when he's a ghost. But no, he does not sit behind her as a ghost and draw dicks in the clay.
No.
He just discovers the cat can see him.
Right.
And when he talks and then the cat hisses and when he tries to talk to her and runs off.
Constantine.
Oh,
like
is the cat see him?
Cats or whatever.
And then she calls out for Sam because like she kind of senses like when the cat takes off like Sam.
Hold on, Sam, because she was talking to like she's like I feel you here all the time. Like it's weird,
right,
to do it. And they're just like, no, that was stupid, and off she goes.
And before we find out if she can ever talk to Sam again, we're gonna take a quick break.
Yeah, we're gonna walk right through you.
We'll be right back.
Okay, Garth, we have 25 seconds to encourage people to listen to the Least Haunted podcast.
I thought you said we had 30 seconds.
That's because I had to say we only had 25 seconds. That took 5 seconds.
Okay, well, I could do 25.
Now it's 20.
Oh, we did episodes on Atlantis, the Mine Apocalypse, Headless Horse People, Stonehenge, the Kraken, Genital Magic.
Garth, we don't have enough time to list all of them.
Okay, well, so the important thing is we heavily research spooky, haunted, paranormal topics from the perspective of two skeptics in a fun podcast every other week.
Well, I do all the research.
And I listen.
Be like Garth.
Be like me.
And listen to the Least Haunted podcast.
And we're back.
We are back.
Sam's ghost is sitting sad on the windowsill, watching her go through photos with Carl.
Yeah, they're going through stuff and reminiscing, and she don't want to get rid of like
even
anything.
the used Rolaids. She's like,
I know. He's like, what are you doing? She's like, I just miss him. But yet everything can fit into a Reebok
box. That's
Reeboks.
it. A Reebok box.
Reebok box.
It can all fit in a Reebok.
Into a singular Reebok.
Yeah,
High
that's
top.
everything she wants to save from him. And he's like, oh my God, why are you saving everything?
I know. And it's okay.
All right. A shoebox worth of stuff.
Well, she wanted to get rid of his chair. She's like, it doesn't go with anything.
And then he almost throws the damn shoebox out. She's like,
I know. Don't take that. He's
Don't
like,
do
oh,
that.
sorry.
It was an
Oh,
accident.
because he saw that
Address book.
Got it.
Address book.
Got it.
So he's like, let's go for a walk. And she's like, I can't do it.
I don't want to.
He's like, look, you're not the one that died.
Slap.
Ooh.
Slap.
And then once she gets the slap out of her system, she's like, you know what? Actually, I will go for a walk with you.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit you.
And she shuts the door before Sam can get out, and he hasn't learned about going through doors yet.
He grabs
so he's
the knob,
like, oh no.
shit. We go grab the knob. What are you going to open it? Like they're not going to know?
I know.
Whatever.
Weird.
So yeah, he's like, oh shit, I can't go. Like, oh, don't leave me here.
But
ghosting alone.
that's okay because some dude is opening the door with a key suddenly.
Oh shit, there's somebody coming in. He's like, oh, what the fuck?
Oh, it's the man who killed me.
Oh, you motherfucker. Oh, Luis Guzman.
Yes.
The
guy. Yes,
the
who
other
was
guy
gonna do
is
this.
Luis
Yeah.
Guzman. Yeah.
And he's in there. He's looking for something.
No.
He's looking for something, and Sam's trying to fight.
Right. He's like,
him.
what are you doing in here? It was you. You killed me, and he can't get that guy.
Just fist passing right through his head. And Molly comes back real quick, like 2 minutes later.
She went on a real short walk.
She went on a walk to the mailbox downstairs and came back.
Right. And he's like, don't go up there. He can't warn her. He can't stop her from going up there because this guy is up
watching her in the mirror, taking her clothes off.
Yeah.
So Sam screams at the cat so that it jumps and scratches the dude in the face.
Well, because he's looking at her like,
So yeah, he runs out and Sam leaps through the door.
Yes.
He figures it out.
Yeah, he just goes.
Follows the killer outside to the subway. And in the subway ghost comes for him.
He's so scary. What are you doing here?
Oh my God.
They have a ghost
He's
fight.
like choking the fuck out of him.
I know. Like,
sticking
you
his
can't
head
be
outside
here.
the car. This is mine.
Yeah, you like trains? Not mine.
And what's this dude's story?
I know.
Well, we meet him again, but you don't find out his fucking story.
Like, he seems okay. He got pushed.
Why he's obsessed with these trains.
Well, I assume that he might have been
He's autistic.
or like a mentally ill, unhoused person, perhaps, that hung out.
But
in
he's
the
dressed
subway.
nice. But then
I
he
mean, he
knows
was
he's
wearing
like
a
these
trench
clothes.
coat.
Like he says something later about
Like you
oh,
think you're
you think you're
actually
real.
wearing these
Yeah.
clothes. Like all of this stuff isn't actually happening.
So he ends up like breaking the glass with his fist, and you're like, oh
He's
shit, like a
He,
ghost that can break shit.
And like nobody saw that.
I know.
Like it would have been more believable if people like
went,
freaked out, like,
whoa,
oh
what
shit,
the fuck?
must be the subway ghost or whatever.
So back at the, he follows the killer out and then sees that his mailbox is Willie Lopez.
Yeah,
and he
and
goes inside and he calls somebody.
And he's like, oh, I couldn't get it, but I'm going to go back there.
And he's like, "Yo, I want to know who are you?
Who
Are
you?
Come
Stay
on,
away
Sam.
from her. I mean,
He can't hear you.
He's still figuring it out. He's a new ghost.
Nouveau
ghost.
Nouveau ghost, yes. So he wanders out. Sam wanders out in the street and happens upon the spiritual advisor, Oda Mae Brown.
Right. He hears the music coming from this storefront
And sees the neon light,
he's figuring
whatever.
like nobody can hear me. Like I can't warn her. I can't stop any of this. So somebody, maybe because it says on the storefront, communicate with
the
your
dead.
dead loved ones or whatever.
So he goes in where this line of ladies is waiting for her services.
Business is good.
Not bad. Follows the next one in. And this little show her sisters
know.
put on.
In the broom
Show the
closet.
empty broom
Yes.
closet. Oh, but wait, our sister will
sister-
be with us soon.
And here she comes
Here
out
she
of the closet.
comes.
I mean,
When is Whoopi gonna come out of the closet, you guys?
she just doesn't want
She's
anybody
only
in
straight
her
for
house.
Ted Dancing.
She just doesn't.
That's
want
true.
Anybody
She's
in
asexual.
her
I bet.
house.
She's like, you know what? Stay out of my fucking house. It's not worth it.
Stay out of my fucking house.
It's not worth it.
God, that's
I like
right.
my
her
space.
And Ted Danson. And now it's
so
Ted Danson and Mary Steenburgen.
For a long ass time.
And they're in laws with Phil Collins.
Yeah. And who was it? I never.
Or no, not them. Her and Malcolm McDowell.
Who was it? I just figured out. My mom said something about Hailey Bieber's dad is Stephen
Yeah.
Baldwin, and I'm like,
Did
wait,
you not
what?
know
I
that?
did not know that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't follow Justin Bieber news. I did not
I mean,
realize who he married.
Whatever. I
I didn't
follow
know he
Baldwin.
married a Baldwin. Yeah, I guess I did not. I did not.
Stephen Baldwin is your father-in-law.
Weird.
Her father or father-in-law?
Her father.
It's
her father.
So it's Justin Bieber's
Justin Bieber's
father-in-law.
father-in-law is Stephen Baldwin. Is he the dumbest Baldwin? I don't know.
No.
Is he the blonde Baldwin?
The blonde
Yeah,
Baldwin.
he's the dumbest
And
Baldwin.
then also John Carpenter's Vampires came on, and that has
Oh,
Daniel
my
Baldwin.
God.
And I told my mom, she goes,
That's
"Is that a
right.
Baldwin?" And I go, "Yeah, that's the dead Baldwin. That's not
They
really
were
dead. the one
everywhere.
that I thought died."
He just looks like
I'm
that.
like, I don't know
Nicole.
why. Why did I think he died? I don't know. He was in the Berenstain timeline. He
Oh,
died.
shit. He died in that timeline, but he still lives in this one.
So anyway, Oda Mae comes out in her bronze robe.
Oh,
She's
yes.
brinsed.
And what has been brinsed cannot be unbrinsed.
And Sam's cracking up to himself about her little spiel
that
about.
this is a whole thing. And I guess originally in the script she was supposed to be for real,
Oh, really?
but somebody told Jerry Zucker, the producer, or something like, wouldn't it be funny if she wasn't, like if she was a charlatan
until
she meets Sam?
So yeah, so she can't seem to make contact with this woman's husband. She's
No.
not feeling the vibrations until her sister goes to hand back the cash, and she's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa!"
Oh, hold on, I might hear something. And she can hear Sam because he's talking
Yes.
shit to her.
So she's
like, "You
trying to
don't hear
contact
that?"
this husband, and she keeps hearing him go like, "Oh my god,
Oh my God!
this is
Yeah, milk
bullshit."
her for all she's got. Go right ahead.
And she's doing her rolling eyes back in the head, shaking in her chair, like, "Oh,
It's like
your
not even
husband's here."
kind of believable.
No. And she's like, "Oh, you see my husband? Yes, he's a handsome man." And the
She's
lady's
all
like,
handsome.
Are
In
you
God's
sure?
kingdom, we're all handsome.
and she hears Sam, "What a crock of shit." And she's like, "Look."
Right.
Who is here?
Who is saying that?
And he's so excited. I'm
Like
Sam.
you can
I'm
hear
Sam
me
Wheat.
say
I'm
it.
Sam
Yeah,
Wheat. Say my name.
Sam Wheat. She's like, Sam Wheat.
So he bursts through the closet door. She goes to hides in the closet,
Right,
and
she's
he
like,
bursts
leave
through
me
the
alone.
door.
Make him go away. Like, I'll give you anything. I'll stop cheating. Just make it go away. And he's like, no way.
And you hear Oda Mae starts talking about how her mom and grandma had the gift, and they said she did, but she never did have it. And now she has it, and she don't want it.
Right.
Please go away and find someone else.
Right. So are you white?
I could tell. I
knew
can't
it.
see you, but I could
I
tell
knew
you're
it.
white.
So he tells her that the guy that killed him is going to kill like his girlfriend.
Right.
And I need you to warn her. And she's like, well, what makes you think she'll even talk to me?
Well, I'm not going to leave until you do it.
I'm Henry VIII. I am Henry VIII. I am.
Henry, damn, I am. So she finally breaks. All right,
Right,
fine. So the next day they go to find Molly.
Right. Well, no, she calls her because that.
Oh,
was the
yeah,
thing.
first
He's
she
like, all
calls
you gotta
her.
do is call her. I'm just asking you to call her. So she calls her up. She's making spaghettis or some.
Yeah, and she hangs up on her.
Right, because she's like, I don't know what the fuck is going on here, but like.
So now he wants her to go in person.
Right, so she's like, I don't know why I'm coming down here. I hate downtown.
And she rings the little doorbell and she hangs up on that too when she says who it is.
I know, but I mean, like when things are alone, life is getting you lonely, you can always go downtown.
Downtown,
things will be great when you're downtown.
So Oda Mae stands out in the alley and calls up to the window. Sam wants to talk to you for real.
Right. Like, you remember the starfish in Montego Bay and the green underwear you wrote your name in and the pie in Reno? And she's like, oh,
Molly
shit.
starts freaking out a little like, oh, shit.
Right.
She knows some
she's
shit.
like, ask her about the sweater that she knitted. It was 4 sizes too big or whatever. And she comes out.
Yeah, she's about to leave and Molly comes downstairs.
Wearing the sweater, I think.
Maybe, yeah. So they go to a diner and she tells her how Sam wouldn't stop singing I Am Henry VIII to get her to go. And
She's like, that's how he got me to go out with him.
He had to do Patrick Swayze.
He was in your apartment while you were trying to sleep, screaming about Henry VIII. I am. Will you go out with me?
him? Oh,
I wouldn't go out with you either.
And she's like, where is he? He's like, he says he's holding your hand. I don't know if I would be comforted or creeped out if you were like.
Boy, he can't hold shit. We've already established that. He ain't holding nothing.
He is not.
Because he has not let yearn to haunt.
Yearn to haunt?
Yearn to haunt.
Learn to haunt? Yearn to haunt?
Yearn
Whatever.
to haunt.
Yearn to learn to haunt.
Yearn to learn to haunt.
So Molly's like, why are you doing this to me? She's like, look, I didn't come here for your health.
I don't want to be here.
And she's like, look, Sam loves you. And she's like, he would never say
that. And he's like, tell her ditto.
What the fuck is ditto?
And then she stops.
Oh.
Sam says ditto.
So they go back to the house and Oda tells her like nothing, like this happened, nothing like this happened before. I can't turn it off. And Molly shows her the picture of him.
Like, you gotta tell like word for word what I'm about to say. She's like, oh, is this him? He's cute. He's white,
but cute.
But he's cute. Well, again, you thought Ted Danson was cute.
Patrick Swayze better looking than Ted Danson.
Certainly better forehead space.
More reasonable.
More reasonable forehead space. Not quite as spacious. Not quite as, what do you call those things? Like an overhang. His forehead, like
the brow.
It keeps it like shaded his eyes. He never has to wear sunglasses.
The furrowed brow or whatever.
But it's like it juts out
the
like
shelf.
A rocky outcropping from his face.
Like when John Hurt was turning into the Cro-Magnon man.
Yes, he has monkey brow.
So yeah,
You only turned into 2 things.
You only turned into 2 things, bruh.
He only
Come
turned
on.
into 2 fucking
Relax. So Molly's like, why is he still here? And she tells him he's stuck between worlds. He's got unfinished business. And
right.
Oda's rambling off some BS, and he's like, let's just stop.
Right. Tell her exactly what I'm saying word for word. She's like, no, I got to say it in my own way.
And he's like, tell her, Molly, you're in danger.
Molly, you in danger,
girl. He knows the man who killed him and where he lives, and he has her write down the address. And she's
Willie
like, oh, shit, that's my neighborhood.
303 Prospect Place, apartment 4D. And she's like, oh, shit, never mind. I don't want like anything to do with this because this is my neighborhood.
Yeah. And he's like, look, he's got wallets. He's got my keys. He was in here yesterday. It was a setup. I was murdered. And Oda Mae's like, I got to go.
Yeah, I need you to go to the filth. So
Molly instead goes to Carl about it.
Yes, of course she tells him because he's her friend.
And he's like, that's absurd.
Well, first, he's like, go to the police.
Why
For
whatever reason would you do that? It was just a mugging.
Not the fuzz.
So she tells him about all the secret things that Oda Mae knew.
He's all, Molly, we don't talk to cops. You know better.
Right. And he's like, this is sick. She's, she's fucking with you, whatever.
Sick. Like, who would say
she's using you
like
to
that?
set someone else up.
And Sam's watching all this like,
why is he being so resistant to
why
this?
Why are you not listening to her?
And he's like, look, you don't need to call the cops. I'll check it out.
I'll go
check it out myself.
So Sam goes for a ride along.
In the Mustang.
In the Stang, baby.
To Willie's house.
And he was like, oh, you're just going to go down there? Like, be careful. He didn't.
To a killer's house? To a murderer's house?
He didn't catch on at this point that he might have something to do with it when he just shows up at this guy's apartment. So anyway, he goes right in, knocks at the door.
Yeah.
Right. He goes right in, knocks on the door, and now they know each other, clearly.
Yeah, who you been talking to, Willie? Someone now knows about everything, and he's like, what?
What? I didn't say shit to anybody. He's like, there's some woman saying she knows you. She knows what happened. She went to Molly. And Sam's like, oh, no.
If Sam didn't get an Oscar based on the facial expressions alone.
I know, like his whole
betrayal and realization and rage and oh my God.
And like impotent rage, not being able to do shit about it.
Yes.
Horrible. I guess he did say that it was like doing this was difficult because he could not be a part of the action.
Right, you're in the room, but you have to pretend like you're not in the room.
All of these things happening to you.
And now Carl wants Willie to get rid of Oda Mae because she knows too much.
Get rid of her. I don't care what you do. Just make her stop.
And he's got to find these codes. He's sitting on millions, and if he doesn't transfer it, they're both dead.
And why would he tell him? Like, how much is he paying him? And he's like, I got $4 million, and he's giving him how much?
And it never says how Carl got wrapped up with these
drug
people,
dealers.
drug dealers.
That's what he says.
doesn't
Like,
have
these
a
are
drug
drug
addiction
dealers.
that it ever shows.
No.
It doesn't show him flipping drugs. It doesn't show him having anything to do with drugs. So why he owes $40 million
for the love of the game, baby.
Or not 40, $4 million, and he only gets $80K of that. He said $80K is his.
Yeah, whatever, for laundering this money.
So we never find out why he would betray his best friend for these drug dealers.
For love of the game,
I guess.
Didn't he only betray him because he found out?
Well, but he didn't really. Well, he sort of found out, but he didn't know it was Carl.
He wasn't supposed to kill him.
Oh no! What I'm saying is, when he told Carl, "Hey, there's something weird with these numbers."
Oh,
That's why Carl killed him because he knew his secret.
Well, I don't think.
Well,
he
but
was
you said
supposed
Willie
to
wasn't
die.
supposed to kill him. He was just supposed to
tells him-
he was supposed to
He's
take
like-
the numbers
he
or
was like,
something.
you were just supposed to get his wallet and keys and shit, so I could get in there. And
But
get
he
his
fought
stuff.
him, so he
But
got
fought
killed.
him, so he got killed. He's like, that was a freebie. Mm-hmm. So now this one's gonna cost you.
So he takes off, and now Molly goes to the cops.
Yes.
And this lady cop is a bitch
That's
and a half.
exactly what I fucking wrote. Like, I would have been like, fuck you, pig.
Oh.
Eat shit, you fucking bitch. Like, what the hell?
And Stephen Root's like, this is awkward, but you're a pretty lady, so I'm going to go pretend like I'm going to check for Willie's files.
But
and
I'm
really,
gonna
I'm
go
going to
look
come
for
back with Oda Mae's files.
All of her files. These wigs and these outfits. These
I
mugshots
know,
are
I know,
hilarious.
the blonde. Oh my
Yes.
God.
That one stood out.
And while
that one
she's...
reminds me of her stand-up, the one woman show where she talks about her long, beautiful hair.
Oh,
did you ever see that one? She
I'm
puts
sure I did.
Like a sheet or something on her. She's like, you will want to see my long, beautiful hair?
So cut to Carl getting that Reebok out.
Can we get that Reebok?
Getting that address book and tearing some pages out.
Right, because he tells Willie, he's like, well, I'll just go down there. I'm going to get it. Don't even worry about it.
And then back to the cops, Stephen Root's showing her the old records, whatever.
Right.
And he's like, there's no file for Willie Lopez. I bet he didn't even
He
fucking
probably
look.
didn't even fucking look. He looked at the other thing.
And he's like, you could press charges on Oda Mae. And she's like, no.
No, it's fine. Like, it seemed so real. And he's like, yeah, well, that's what these people do. They find out, they go through your trash. They find out what's
all
they can and whatever.
You wrote your name in your underwear.
Yeah.
You wrote your name in your underwear. Somehow they knew.
I don't know how she would have found that out, but.
So cut to Carl trying to pass codes at work, and he is so relieved because they work. And he gets a call about transferring money.
Mm-hmm. He's all
and
logging
Sam's
some
standing
fresh
there watching
gorilla.
all this.
I know. He's just standing there like, you motherfucker. You motherfucker.
And now I don't get this part where Molly's sitting at the top of the stairs with this lucky penny jar and just like rolls and lets it shatter all over the steps.
Well, that
What
was
is
her idea to do this. She's supposed to throw it because he finds the wheat penny
when they move in or
when
whatever.
they move in there, and it was supposed to be a good luck omen or whatever. And I guess it really wasn't. So she was supposed to, in her thoughts, throw it against the wall, but she decided just to roll it and smash it.
So she's lying on the couch, and Sam's.
Right
now, there's
you're gonna have
glass
to go down
everywhere.
that dangerous fucking staircase with no railing.
This is why you're really in danger, girl.
I
Don't
know
walk around
you're in
barefoot
danger
this
from
apartment.
stepping on glass.
And Sam's wondering why she can't hear him when there's a
Yes.
knock on the door.
Like, I need you, and it's fucking Carl.
He's like, I've been thinking about you all day. I'm sorry about the night before and not being there for you. And Carl's like, let me just come in for a second.
Like, I know she's gone through a very traumatic event that he caused.
And he turns Sam's picture around as he sits down on the coffee table.
Yeah.
And starts taking his tie off and getting comfortable.
Yeah, like, can I come in and have some coffee or something? I've had a really hard time and like, this
And
motherfucker.
he asks for some more cream for his coffee, and when she turns around, he spills hot coffee all over. And it's
Right.
not even hot, apparently.
I
'cause
guess
he doesn't
not, 'cause
react
it's
at all
like
to the
whatever.
hotness.
He's like, oh shit, babe, my shirt's chafing me.
Oh,
Mind if
no.
I take it off?
I need to take this off. And she's like, oh, you want me to wash it? Nah.
No, it's
You want
cool.
another
Do you-
shirt?
Nah,
Nah.
I'll just
I
sit
just want to
here
sit here topless and talk to you.
I know, and try to seduce you. Like I don't.
Women don't work like this, bruh. You don't just get to get topless and this
And, like,
sad lady is
clothes
going to
in.
be like, you know what? Right?
I know, and
Patrick Swayze, you're not replacing him.
Her defenses must be all the way down because this is like red flag, like red alarm. Wee wee wee. He's like slithering in,
And he's
Just
like,
wanna
"Oh,
take my shirt off.
You didn't come to the bank and sign those papers, babe. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I
sorry,
went to the
babe."
police.
Oh, what you did?
And she tells
Let me
him,
distract
oh,
you
well,
with my nipples.
turns out Oda Mae is like not who she says she was. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, well you know.
Well, guess what, Sam? And now, what kind of move is this? I'm gonna get topless and move in
Right.
close and tell you how much your boyfriend
Just
loved you
Think about Sam.
and how you were. Yeah, does he want her to close her eyes and
'Cause
imagine
that's how he's
Sam?
gonna get in there.
And now Sam realizes suddenly that he's in the cuck chair.
Yes. He's like, whoa,
And he's like, oh,
I don't
shit,
wanna watch
shit,
this
shit.
Hold on.
No.
It's working. It's working.
And he tries to attack him, and he ends up
Yes,
knocking his
lunges,
picture
and it's
over.
like, oh fuck, how'd I do that? Because like immediately she's got to be like, oh fuck.
Oh, I gotta go. You gotta go.
You got to get out of here. That picture of me
It's
and
too
Sam
soon.
just gotta. It's too soon. It's too. It's always too soon for Carl's bullshit.
There's never
It's
the right
always
time for Carl's bullshit.
There's never a right time. What's it? The Zucker didn't even want to focus on his topless ass. This
Why? Was
topless
this his
motherfucker. That's
idea,
why-
the actor?
I have no idea, but like he was like, I don't even want to focus on this shit. So we did a bunch of close-ups so we didn't have to be assaulted by his naked chest.
I guess. So now Sam runs down to the subway because he
Yeah.
got to find out. He
He's
saw
like,
the guy
"Oh."
break the glass. He just hit that picture frame over, so he needs some lessons from the subway ghost.
So he spends part of the day running through all these trains back and forth.
And then he finally finds him, and he's like, oh, look, I ain't leaving until you give
Right,
me
like,
fucking
you're a
lessons.
stubborn asshole, aren't you?
And so they get off the train, they go into the subway station, and he's like giving him little lessons on how to
Right.
focus his emotions.
He's like, I don't know how you focus. You just focus. Like, that's the only thing I can tell you. And now, like, in this moment, he's lucid.
yeah,
That
he
doesn't
seems
last.
fine, and he finds it hilarious when he when he falls on his ass.
This is just like, you think any of this is real? You think you're really wearing those clothes? You think you're really using your finger?
And he finally kicks it square into Vincent Chiavelli's forehead, and he's like, "Way to go,
You
kid!"
did it.
And so now, and then he starts freaking out again.
Well,
like,
then he's like, well, what happened to you? Like, why are you here? And he
"What?
was
You
like,
don't believe me? You think I fell? You think I jumped? Well, fuck
Right. He
you!"
was like, I've been here since they pushed me.
I wasn't supposed to be here. He kicks open the cigarette machine.
Yeah?
He's like, "Oh,
Just one
I'd give
drag.
anything for a drag."
He died of lung cancer.
Oh no! Lynch and Chiavelli, R.I.P. forever.
That was emphysema.
Loving
wasn't
your
it?
cigarettes in heaven.
Well, just love to smoke.
And so he gets all paranoid. Who sent you? Leave me alone.
Right.
He
and
gets
then
back
he
in his
jumps
train,
back in the train and goes. And now Sam's like haunting all kinds of shit.
knocking shit down
Yeah.
everywhere he goes.
I'm a poltergeist now.
And now he goes back to see Oda Mae, and there is a line of dead people down the damn street.
Everybody is here now. Now business is good. She can hear everybody.
She can hear
now.
everyone. She's like, "What did you do to me?"
I know. Like now it works for whatever. And now Orlando is trying to wait his turn.
And when Orlando gets tired of waiting and jumps into her body, and he looks at his wife and he goes, "Damn, baby, what'd you do to your hair?"
Do you like it? It's autumn
Sun-
surprise or autumn
sunset or something,
whatever.
yeah. And Oda Mae pushes him out of her body,
Right,
like,
like,
"Nuh-uh. Don't you do that to me. Get out. Everybody get out."
Yeah, everybody out. So Sam tries to tell her, like, all right, so that shit didn't work.
But Willie shows up right at that same moment that she shoos everyone out. And Sam's like, "Get out, get out, get
Right,
out."
you need to run now. And so she runs.
She flips the table. She gets in her secret closet. He shoots up the closet. And Sam's like, "Look, I will never bother you again if you help me. You got a
Right.
nice dress." So cut to her in that outfit and hat. The church, I don't know, is that
Yes.
church clothes?
He was like, no, really, I like your shoes. Like,
Could you get rid of the hat though?
I know. No, the hat makes it, girl.
No, that was it. He asked her. He
Oh.
said something
I
about
was like,
getting rid of the
what?
hat. He was like, "Can we ditch the hat?" And she's like,
No.
So he has her go to the bank and fill out a signature card for a new account under the name Rita Miller, which was the
Yes.
name that Carl had all that money transferred
He's
to.
giving her the information in order to, he's like, you need your fake IDs. Like, so he's giving her all this information, what the account number is, because he heard Carl telling all this shit.
And Carl is there at his desk. Like, he doesn't see them, but he's
No.
inside at his desk, not looking well.
No, because he's waiting. It has to be a specific time, like what?
Right. He has to
3:55
transfer
or
it
whatever.
exactly at a time. So he's watching the screen waiting while they're downstairs with Lyle Ferguson.
Right. They send it. She goes to one place to get the signature card. Now she has to go up to Lyle Ferguson's office to close
This account.
this account.
I signed the wrong name.
And she starts signing her own name.
Thought
He's
that
like,
was
"Blah, blah,
gonna
blah."
come up again.
Right? He didn't question I signed
thought
the
'cause
wrong
she said
name.
something about Carl, and then like whatever. Like they didn't even need to have Molly show up. If he would have gone down there, like who the fuck closed out
and
this
find the
account?
card
Find the
that says Oda Mae scratched out.
Well, whatever.
And her eyes when she finds out it's $4 million.
$4 million, and she's like yelling. He's like, shut the fuck up.
And he's like, "How would you like that? 10s and 20s?" He's like,
Cashier's check. Cashier's check.
because he's like, "What? Can you imagine
10s
$4 million in 10s and 20s?" He's like, "Well, we do require
Like his
identification." And she opens her purse like
He like
fucking
dumps it out.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
all-
And she just happened to have a Rita Miller ID, or he
She
made her
probably
go get
made-
one before.
She made it, I'm sure.
Because he knew she made fake IDs of her different.
Right.
Okay.
So he had her make a fake Rita Miller.
So yeah, right as Carl goes to do the transfer, the count is closed,
Oh,
and he
fuck.
sees the screen
Somebody
like,
messing with these computers.
"Oh." And as they're leaving, Sam's trying to get her to hurry out because Molly's there.
Yes.
What? And I don't know why
'Cause she
Molly's
had to
at
go
the
sign
bank.
those papers.
Oh,
but she
yeah.
didn't. She went to.
And she happens to see her, but she asked Lyle, like, "Was that Oda Mae Brown?" And he's like, "No, that was Rita Miller. She was just here closing an account."
She's like, oh, never mind then.
So Oda Mae is all excited about what she's going to do with this money, what she's going to spend it on. And he's like, "It ain't your
No,
money. I
you
never
don't
said
get
it
to
was your
keep
money."
it. In fact, getting rid of it is the only way to have them leave you alone. Like you can't have this money; they'll come for you.
So you see them nuns over there?
Yeah.
And
Her
she's
origin
all,
story for
"Nuh-uns."
Sister Act. That's why she joined the fucking convent. She's been
I'm
after
getting
that
my
check.
$4 million back.
I'm
I will
getting
be
my
finding
lick
out.
back.
I am finding out where
I
my
love
money
him,
went.
I love him. I love him. And where he goes, I follow. I follow. I follow.
So yes,
You guys are doing a lot of Motowns.
a lot of Motown in the ghost episode. So yeah, the nun has to like yank the check out of her hand.
Yeah, and that's somebody's mother.
Oh, somebody.
Jerry Zucker's mother.
Oh, okay.
I feel like, and I guess it was.
Sisters in it?
They made her be a nun because she would not ever go out without being done. She wouldn't go out without a full face of makeup. They're like, "Ma, can't have a full face of makeup if you're going to be a nun."
Oh, they just wanted to see her.
I guess so.
without the makeup.
I know, that's fucked up. You're like,
Your
no.
mom in a movie
Nah.
be all dressed up.
Yeah.
And so yeah, they walk off before the nuns even see the check. And
Mm.
as she walks off, the nun opens it and fucking almost faints. Like, whoa.
Right?
So now Carl's in the office, still frantically trying to find this
he's,
money.
like fucked right now.
And Sam's just watching.
Yeah. Oh, how's
You're gonna
that
be
working
buried
out
next
for
to
you?
Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah, but he like scoots the chair. And,
Yeah,
like,
he rolls
hugs
that
the
office chair. Yeah.
and gets on the little.
Yeah, Carl
keyboard.
shuts the computer off. He turns it back on and it types murderer.
Murderer.
Who's doing that?
Sam.
So he rips the computer out, throws it on the
Ah!
ground, and goes to Molly's. And
Yep.
she's like, "What about you were supposed to meet me for
Right,
dinner
we were gonna
last
have
night?"
Dinner. He's like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that, but shit's kind of fucked up right now."
And by the way, remember when you told me like you felt like Sam was here with you?
Like, what did you mean by that?
And she's like, "Oh, it doesn't matter. It wasn't real." And he's like, No.
No, it's
She's like,
I
"Does
just
this
wanna
have
know."
anything to do with Oda Mae being at the bank today?" And he's like,
what?
"Oh yeah, she closed an account, but she was calling herself Rita Miller." And he's like,
What?
"My tummy hurts."
I know. I need a Tums.
And Sam starts like poking at him,
Yeah,
like
poking at you,
like Paula Poundstone,
poking at you,
like a Snickers bar, like the hunger,
hunger.
poking at you.
poking at you.
And he's like, "I gotta go get some Pepto."
Yeah, she was like, I'll go get you some Pepto.
And he realizes Sam is there, and he's like, I'm going to set the place on fire.
Right, I'll cut her throat. Like, you better get Oda Mae down here with that check.
By 11 p.m. or Molly is dead. So Molly comes back down. Carl's like, I got to go. There's a problem. I'll be
Right.
back around 11. So Sam goes for Oda. She's watching Arsenio with her sisters who are
Yes.
trying to switch it to Love Connection. And he busts in. Look, they want the check. They're coming for you. And she's like, the check you told me nobody would fucking know about?
Wow, Sam.
Great.
Awesome. So they run out because they're already there.
And Willie busts a window, gets in, and they're trying to get a neighbor to let him in. Nobody wants to let him in. They finally break into this, or not break in, but push into this old lady's apartment. And Sam shuts Willie into their apartment and starts throwing shit. And now he wrecks their fucking apartment throwing shit at Willie.
He had to go full poltergeist
I
because it was
guess.
the only way that they could do it. So
Writes boo in the steam on the mirror.
right, and now so Willie bails. Sam like runs him,
Pushes
down.
him all the way, pushes him out, right out between two cars.
He ran straight
Right,
into
he
traffic.
ran
and
screaming
he
into
gets
traffic.
smashed, and he like flies out of there. But
The light don't come for Willie.
nope, he gets out and sees his mangled body on the roof or the hood of that car.
And the shadows start
Sam's
groaning.
like, "You're dead, Willie." And that horrible fucking noise. This is what I remember. It scared the shit out of me. I don't know what it was, but it scared the shit out of me. But that noise is babies crying, slowed down and in reverse.
Oh.
That's why it sounds like that.
Okay. So yeah, they grab
Just
Willie
the mention of what it is like, ooh,
and drag him to hell or into
Oh,
the shadows
shit.
anyway.
Off he goes.
So now Sam's in the cab with Oda going to see Molly, and Molly shuts the door on her like, why are you doing this to me? Just fucking leave me alone.
Leave me alone. So she's having a breakdown, and Sam tells her, like, tell her she's wearing the shirt I spilled that margarita on and that the earrings I got her for Christmas.
And push a penny under the door. And
She's
like,
what?
Of all the things you could have done, why push a penny under the door?
'Cause it's-
How about you unlock the door right
Or
in front of her
something, yeah.
eyes or something?
So he's on the other side. He pulls this penny, scoots it up the wall, and levitates it right in front of her.
drops it right in her hand. It's just a random penny.
It's just a
so
penny that Oda had on her.
Is it a reference to the penny earlier?
I
Maybe.
guess so.
So Molly opens the door and she calls the police and she asks Oda if Sam is there. And she's like, he's sitting
right
beside you. She turns to him.
I
Can you
give
feel
anything
me?
to touch you once more.
He can feel you with all his heart.
Oh.
And
So-
Oda's like, fine,
All right.
you can use me.
But no
He's
funny
like,
business.
Use you. Use my body. Quick
can
before I change my
I
mind.
know. So she sits down and Sam hops into her body.
And this whole time, I'm just imagining.
I'm imagining Whoopi and Demi
I know,
embracing,
exactly.
slow
Because
dancing.
they show the hands, but then when they pull the camera out,
You feel them
It's
long
Sam.
red nails
I
grazing
know.
across
They
your
weren't-
face.
They weren't
that
long.
long, but they
just
were,
whatever.
yeah.
But they were also supposed to have like yet another sex scene at this
Oh
point. but it was
no.
like,
No.
how? Like
That's
with a
wrong.
ghost dick? Because it's not like if he got to hop into a body with a penis, perhaps.
Like, you gonna make Oda Mae go down on your wife right now? Like,
Right?
what's happening?
And is Oda Mae aware?
Right?
Like,
is she conscious
stop
at all?
it! Stop it!
It's probably all for it.
Oh my god. And of course, Carl ruins everything like he always
I know,
does.
because that's what Carl does.
And now Sam's all weak from jumping into her body.
They did mention that earlier about like,
Yeah, that it made him
jumping
weak.
into the bodies makes you weak. So he can't do his poltergeist thing right now.
So Oda takes Molly to the fire escape. Carl shoots his way in, and
They're up on the top floor,
the
whatever,
loft, whatever,
Like they're
yeah.
trying to hide. Carl gets in there, and Sam finally, I guess, has.
It didn't
gotten
take
his-
very long
No,
for
it
him to
really
get his
didn't.
strength
well, he
back
wasn't
at
in
all.
there very long. It's because they
Yeah.
they cut out that sex scene. He wasn't as wiped as he would have
yes,
been.
exactly.
Carl would have
Exactly.
killed everybody in that
if
building
they had fucked in
if
ghost
they had
form.
fucked.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. Movie over. Movie over. Carl wins.
Carl wants that check, and Oda's like, I gave it away. And he's like, don't lie to me. And she's like, no,
No,
I
really,
fucking
do you
gave it
think-
away.
I'm not happy about this, Carl.
So he gets shoved off of her by the ghost, and he starts shooting wildly and grabs Molly, threatens to kill her. The gun's ripped out of his hand, thrown. Molly gets away.
Yeah, and he's trying to get out of a window, or like there's that thing swinging
He opens
around
that door, and Sam punches him in the face and drops like a scaffolding thing on him.
And then there's like the
pulley.
There you go,
like a pulley
a
thing.
pulley thing that's swinging.
And
he's
swings
trying to
it
get
back
out the window.
And he's trying to go out the window, but he swings that pulley back and it comes back. And he does it to himself.
Well, yeah, because Sam has nothing to do
Sam's
with
not
this part.
touching anything at this
and
point.
in fact, he seems horrified. And like kind of
he sees it
out.
about to happen like
oh
fuck,
no,
that's a brutal way to go, bro.
Well, fuck him. Fuck Carl. He's
So,
like, oh, sure. You want to take your shirt off first, Carl?
He should have died with his shirt off.
He should have.
He should have found a reason.
You know what? No, because that's what he would have wanted.
That is true. That is what he would have wanted. So fuck you, Carl.
He's going to be buried with his shirt off, though, in like a glass coffin.
So yeah, he shatters the
Open
glass with that
casket.
pulley, and then it comes down on him and
The window
stabs him with
breaks
the broken
and,
window.
And then he
He gets up like, oh, Sam.
Wow. Oh no. Why
And he
can't I
doesn't
see
even
you?
look apologetic. He's just like, oh,
No.
I'm happy to see my buddy Sam.
Right?
I'm surprised.
What the fuck is this relationship?
I don't know, man. So yeah, he turns around and sees his body, and here come the screeching shadows.
No.
And there go Carl.
There the cargo.
And Sam asks if they're all right, and Molly can hear him all of a sudden.
Oh shit. He's like,
Sam?
you can hear me?
And then the light comes, and she can see him.
Oh, she could see the light. She could see him. She can hear him.
And he leans in and gives her a ghost kiss.
Yeah, for like kind of a long time, they're just
Still lips.
still lips.
Yeah, it was like they
I know,
froze
like
the
they did-
video in that
I
moment.
thought it was paused for a second. Dave started laughing. He was like,
What
how
is
am I gonna
happening?
do this? I'm like, I don't know.
And Oda's like, they're waiting for you. So he's like,
I'm gonna miss you.
and now he tells Oda more than he says to Molly.
I
He's like,
know.
I'll miss you. Your mother would be proud. And she's like, I'll miss you too. And he says bye to her, but he just looks over. Well, he looks over at Molly. He's like, I love you. And she's like, ditto. He's like, it's amazing, the love inside. You take it with you. And he
Yes.
backs into the light.
I know. See ya.
My
Peace out.
love, my darling.
Is that why they used that song? Because it was about hungry for your touch?
Hungry eyes, hungry for your touch.
Ooh, and it was the same. Or no, not the same singer.
No.
That was Time of My Life.
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing.
Yeah. Time of My Life. Time of
Yeah.
My Life. She's like the wind.
And so you said this one brought a tear to your eye.
I did. I cried because I'm a fucking big stupid girl.
And even though I was on my period, I didn't cry. And I told my mom that, who watched it with me. And she said, I think it's just because we've watched it so many
I know.
times. We're
Well,
like immune to ghost or something.
I hadn't seen it in so long. Well, also, I did tell you is that when I was looking up the little tittle biddles.
Oh,
or
yes.
whatever,
Yeah.
there was that thing about how when Whoopi announced the death of Patrick Swayze, she had said some nice things. So I, against my better judgment, went and looked up what it is she said. And she was talking about his wife and about how I hope it's real for them and whatever. And the guest that got pushed aside that day on The View, when they announced and they started talking about Patrick Swayze instead, was fucking Kate Gosselin.
Good.
Fuck her. She was like, oh, I love that movie. And they're like, ba, 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 ba.
Anyway, bye.
Anyway,
Bye, bye, bye,
Patrick
bye.
Swayze.
Oh, and speaking of Patrick from Vintage Video actually met Patrick Swayze and his wife. He had to like deliver something to his house. And he said they were very nice and they invited him in and like offered him a drink and he like petted their dogs and that they were
Wow.
like very nice and sweet people.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's
I've never heard a
nice.
bad story about Patrick Swayze.
No, I mean, except for like him and Jennifer Grey didn't
didn't
get
like
along
each other,
or
but
whatever.
other than
I mean,
that-
not like anything.
Yeah, nothing specific. Like he did anything. Just
No,
they didn't
not like
vibe.
anything Donnie Darko-ish.
No.
No.
But yeah, Ghost is another one that if it doomed me to have too high of an expectation of true love. You know what I mean?
I mean,
like you
I
thought your
guess.
dead man was going to come back from the dead for you.
Well,
or
only
something.
if he had been shot and died in your arms.
And also you thought foreplay was going to last for 20 minutes
lot
before
of-
any penetration started.
You
I-
have to start playing with clay.
Oh,
Well,
first you got to get in the
have to
wet
get
clay.
The pottery wheel going.
I haven't got the party wheel.
pottery wheel.
Party
That's the
wheel.
That's the party wheel, girl. The pottery wheel.
I don't got that pottery wheel going. Oh. So once again, we have no messages this week. You guys, 702-720-DOOM.
We'll put you on the pottery wheel.
We'll put you on that pottery wheel.
I want you to put me on the pottery wheel.
You don't want Snakey.
I want Snakey.
So yeah, send us a message, send us an email, DM us, follow us, rate us, review us, join our Patreon, patreon.com/Doom Generation. Check out the This Month in Doom.
Yeah. We're gonna do another one.
And this isn't the last one of February. We got another one.
No, this is the Valentine's thing.
Okay,
Valentine's.
so we still got some more fantasy February coming for you.
One more fantasy.
The most
for you.
fantastical of all
the
for February.
of all of the fantasies is coming up next.
And until next week,
We'll talk at you next time.
later, Doomers.